Okay, Michelle, let's jump into question three. Let's jump into this question three. So the first question was determine the coordinates of M, and then they were monitor AM is equal to BM, meaning M is the midpoint. So the coordinates are both A and B. So the coordinates of M would be x at A plus x at B divided by 2 y at A plus y at B divided by 2. This is the midpoint formula. Therefore, x at A is minus 2 plus A divided by 2. And then y at A is 6 plus into minus 4 plus into minus 4 divided by 2. Therefore, it says the midpoint. Moreover, create 6 over 2. And then this side we have minus. No, we have this plus this would be minus, so we have 2 over 2. And then the midpoint, the coordinates of the midpoint would be 3 and 1. So the coordinates of them would be 3 and 1. We good with that. We good with that. The next question. Next question, let's see. The next question, where we must determine the value of k. We must determine the value of k. But then mobile needs also AB is equals to BC. So AB, this line here is equals to this line. So now if we can calculate the distance of this line, it's equal to the distance of this line. The only unknown would be k. So we definitely use the distance formula. So distance of AB is equals to the square root of x at B minus x at A all squared plus y at B minus y at A all squared. Okay, so the distance would be the square root of x at B is 8 minus into 2 minus 2, that's x at A all squared plus y at B. Y at B is minus 4 minus into y at A is 6 all squared as well. So this would be the square root of A would be negative by negative is positive. So that would be 10 squared is 100 plus minus 10 squared is also 100. So this would be the square root of 200, right? This would be the square root of 200. The square root of 200, yes. The square root of 200, or also we can say the square root of 200 is the same as 10 times, it's the same as 2 times 100, and the square root of 100 is 10. So this is the same as 10 the square root of 2. 10 the square root of 2 is the distance of AB. So now we know that the distance of AB is equal to the distance of BC. By the way, it's another again. The distance AB is equals to distance BC. Therefore, the distance of BC is also 10 the square root of 2. It's also 10 the square root of 2. Distance of BC is equals to x at C minus x at B all squared plus y at B minus y at C all squared the square root of this. Therefore, we got this as 10 the square root of 2. Since here can know the distance of AB, so x at C would be minus 6 minus x at B 8 all squared plus y at B, or one of they should be the same. They should be the same. Otherwise, so y at C is k minus y at B is 4, so that would be negative by negative would be positive, right? We good, we good. All right. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna remove the square root. We're gonna square both sides. So we square both sides. Square both sides. Then we have this would be 100. This would be 100 multiplied by 2. Because A inclusive, so this square is 100. This square would be 2. And in here we have let's say negative negative 14 all squared, negative 14 all squared, plus k plus, sorry, k plus 4 all squared, right? Okay, now we are squaring both sides, so the square root would be eliminated, right? I got the square root of money, it is square, right? So nice one, we are going somewhere. We are going somewhere. So basically, I don't have the calculator, but 14 by 14, 14 by 14, 4 by 4 would be 16, this by this, 16, and then we can carry 1, this by this would be 4 plus 8, 8 over 5, we are 0, 1 times 6, 4, 1 times 6, is 1, so it comes 14 squared is 196. So we have 200. So since we have any number squared is positive. So let our negative. As long as it's squared, any number to the exponent even number is positive. Let our negative. So it will have positive 196. Okay, after my positive 196 plus k plus 4 all squared. The area is equal to 200 minus 196. 196 is equals to, we square the first k squared, multiply together 4k double plus 8k squared, the last will be 6k. So come on another 4, right? Therefore we have k squared plus 8k plus 16 minus 4 is equals to 0. Transpose it at the 4. Therefore k squared plus 8k minus 12 is equals to 0. When we factorize the factors, I mean a is 1, the factors for the first term would be k and k equal to 0, the last term is negative. Our signs would be different. The factors are 12, 1 and 12, 3 and 4, 2 and 6. Typically, can be yes, there's a mistake here. This is positive, right? This is positive, and when it's positive, then we on this side and you to a new baba, you to a little bit of 10. Typically, can be dash it is 2 and 6. Therefore, k is equal to negative 2, or k is equal to negative 6, right? Therefore, k is equal to negative 6 due to its position, right? K will be equal to negative 6 due to its position, because you can see we're negative 2 even, negative 2 even, so we definitely can beat that. K is equal to negative 6. Okay? Moving on. Moving right along. The next question has determine the equation of Cm if k is equals to minus 6. So we know, okay, what k is equals to minus 6, and then we'll determine the equation of Cm. So for that, we will first need the gradient. So the gradient of Cm, would be y at m minus y at c divided by x at m minus x at c, right? Y at m is 1, minus 6, negative by negative would be positive, and then x at m is 3 minus negative 6 would be positive. Therefore, we have 7 over 9 as the gradient. And also, I like us to work with expectations. The gradient, let's say they are positive, so we should have expected that before going into calculations. All the lines that are running towards the first quadrant, have positive gradient. And all the lines that are running towards the second quadrant have negative gradient. So this line has a positive gradient, positive gradient, but line AB has a negative gradient. So we have the gradient now, and then we can say y is equals to 7 over 9x plus c, and then choose one point, either c or m, or choose m. So y is 1, and then this guy is 3 plus c, therefore 1, illegal, and then this would be 21 over 9 plus c, and then the root of 1 minus 21 over 9, illegal, and then c, then c is equals to this times this would be 9. 9 minus 21 would be 12, so this would be 12 negative mean 9 minus 21 is negative 12, so it will be negative 12 over 9, which is the same as negative 4 over 3, negative 4 over 3. So the equation of the line would be y is equals to 7 over 9x plus, minus 4 over 3, right? That would be the equation. So here we go more. The x exists at minus 4 over 3. And minus 4 over 3 is negative 1 point something. So it's it seems likely, right? It seems highly likely. Let's check the calculation. So the gradient, okay, the gradient was right. The gradient was right, and then from there we substituted more x secretary. Oh, y got 1, yes. 7, 14, 21, 21 over 9. Or this we could have even simplified it here. Could have simplified it. There are 3 gametes and 1 gamete and a. So we have 1 minus 7 over 3, right? 1 minus 7 over 3 gonna be C, right? And then 8 times 8, this times this is 3. 3 minus 7 would be minus 4 over 3. That would be C, right? So 6 minus 4 over 3. We put, that is the equation of the straight line, right? That is the equation of the straight line. We put CF. I didn't find any place we did it. Next question. If AEBC, if AEBC is a parallelogram and K is equals to minus 6, determine the coordinates of E. Determine the coordinates of E. If it is a parallelogram. So what do we know about a parallelogram? What do we know about a parallelogram? Well, if it's like this side is equals to this side and this side is equals to this side. Well, again, also we know that the sides are parallel. The sides are also parallel. What do we also know? We also know originally the diagonals and then this angle, because this side is parallel to this side, so that angle would be equal to this angle, and then this angle here would be equal to this angle, and then this angle here, this angle would be equal to. Okay, that's all about a parallelogram. Start and for now. But then now what are we going to use? We're going to use the fact that this side is equal to this side, right? So this is A, this is B, this is C. So let's assume we EE, right? Let's assume we E more, right? So looking at this side, the length of this side should equal to the length of this side. So if you look this minus this, it should be equal to this minus this in terms of the x coordinates, right? So that one, what is the x? Okay, x at, we say x at A minus x at B should be equal to x at E minus x at C, right? So what is x at A? X at A is minus 2 minus x at B. X at B is A, it must be equal to x at E minus x at C. What is x at C? X at C will be minus 6, so it will be positive, right? And then now we go to negative 10, and then negative 6 equivalently x at E, and then we go x at E is equals to negative 16, right? So similarly y at A minus y at B should equal to y at E minus y at C, right? And then what is y at A? Y at A is 6 minus y at B. No. Y at B, okay. Y at B give 4, so it will be 4 minus 4, that will be positive. And then we're going to do y at E minus y at C, y at 6 minus 6. Negative by negative is positive. So we're going to 10 minus 6 electronally y at E, and then you go y at E electronally by the 4, right? So the coordinates of E, which should be somewhere here, the coordinates of E, which should be somewhere here, coordinates of E is about negative 16 and 4, negative 16, 4. Those would be the coordinates of E. So we used the fact that the opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal, right? So the distance from one point to the other should be equal to the distance from the other point to the other. So given that a straight line is divided by 2y, 2y minus 1 is equals to mx. Determine the value of m if the line has an angle of inclination of theta is equals to 116.56 degrees. So with the angle of inclination, right now the angle of inclination is the line, is the angle that the line makes with the positive x-axis. So let's say maybe this is our axis, and let's say maybe this is our line. So we start counting from the x-axis, right? We start measuring from the x-axis, and then we go anti-clockwise. This is the angle of elevation. So if our line is like this, still we start counting from the x-axis, from the positive x-axis, until we reach the line. So this would be our angle of elevation, right? And then angle of elevation in another way, tan of theta, which is the angle of elevation, is equals to the gradient of a line, right? The tan of theta is equals to the gradient of the line. That is with the angle of the tan of the angle of the elevation is equals to the gradient of that line. So, but we know for the equation of the straight line, it must be in the form of y is equals to, right? So, RMN, the standard form, 2y is equals to mx plus 1, right? Therefore, multiply the equal, each and every term cut to y is equals to m over 2x plus a half, right? Okay, now let's go there. Tan of theta is equals to the gradient. So tan of 116.56 degrees is equals to m. M is equals to minus 2, right? So we go there, equation here, now we substitute that for m. It over minus 2 over 2x plus a half, right? And then if you relevant that in the form of the standard, okay, let's simplify it further. This is minus x plus a half, right? So here relevant now for what is the value of m, the value of the gradient. If our equation is in the form of y is equals to mx plus c. The gradient is m. What is the coefficient of x? So in this case, our gradient, our m is equals to negative 1, right? In that case, in the case of that straight line, our gradient is equals to negative 1. Okay, moving right along. Moving right along, what is the next question? Calculate the coordinates of D. Calculate the coordinates of D. Okay. So you can see with the D is the y-intercept of line AB, right? And then we had already set line AB expect for a negative gradient, right? Okay, so I don't know about 2 marks. Maybe there's an easier way. Maybe there's an easier way, but a sure way is to calculate the equation of line AB and then recalculate the y-intercept by letting x be 0, right? So what is the gradient of AB? The gradient of AB would be y at b minus y at a over x at b minus x at a, right? We're good. What is y at b? What is y at b? Y at b. Y at b is minus 4 minus y at a. Y at a is 6. And then y at x at b. X at b is 8 minus x at a is negative 2. Negative is positive. And therefore we have minus, yes, minus 10 over a 10, which is a negative 1, right? So the equation would be y is equals to minus x plus c, because the equation is y is equals to mx plus c. So our gradient, which is the coefficient of x, is negative 1. So in this case, let's choose 1 point to get the equation. Let's choose 6 to get c. So y is 6. Let's choose 0.8 and then minus into minus 2 plus c. So this is would be this is positive, right? So 6 minus 2. Ile kama ni CR na yoto CR na K before, right? So the equation is y is equals to minus x plus 4, right? So y-intercept, we can see the constant, right? So the coordinates of b would be 0 and 4, the constant. When x is 0, y is 4. The coordinates of d would be 0 and 4. Does it make sense? Yes, it makes sense because this point M, this point M is 1, and then this point A is 64 is between 1 and 6. It makes sense. Otherwise, you get figure 7 and then something is wrong. The next question. Next question. Calculate the size of B. Calculate the size of B. Okay, I will admit I still have work to do in the proportionality because they were not there during our times. They were not really there, so I'm still learning and I want to be a master at them before I can say I start teaching them. But then now I've calculated the size of, let's call it theta, the size of theta, angle theta, right? Which is angle B, right? So what do we know? If you relate to triangle MBC, relate to triangle MBC, triangle MBC. If we focus on triangle MBC, MBC, analytical coordinates are this minus 6 and minus 6. Analytical coordinates are M, which is 3 and 1. Analytical coordinates are B, which is 8 and minus 4. We can calculate, and I think we have a CP, we have a, yes, we have BC, which is 10 the square root of 2, right? They calculate the focus of one letter, AB, 10 the square root of 2. That will be 10 the square root of 2. So if you can calculate also this, if you can calculate this distance and calculate this distance, we can use the cosine rule to get the size of angle B. Because you remember the cosine rule says A squared is equals to B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cos of A. So there is a cosine rule on the three sides, and then one angle on the other angle, or a yes, or two sides and an angle. The angle, I mean, the side which is opposite the angle. Alright. So in this case, we can have three sides. We have this side. We can have this one, this one. So let's calculate the distance of MB. The distance of MB will be x at b minus x at m whole square plus y at b minus y at n whole square. Right? Okay, so this would be the square root of what is x at b? X at b is 8 minus x at m is 3 whole square plus y at b. This y at b, y at b is minus 4 minus y at m is 1 whole square. Okay, we get it there. So this would be 5 squared is 25 plus this will also be negative 5 squared is 25. So this would be the square root of 50. The square root of 50, which can be simplified or 25 times 2, and the square root of 25 is 5. So this is 5 the square root of 2. Oh wow. LB, 5 the square root of 2. And AB is 10 the square root of 2. Why did we have to calculate them? Because all of them, they are not our fault. Because what we do AB, we know that AB is 10 the square root of 2. But then the MBA, the M is the midpoint, meaning AM, lay MB, and then the way we are already becoming 10 the square root of 2 divided by 2, which would be 5 the square root of 2. Okay, my bad there, I take it. 5 the square root of 2. Okay, so we only have to calculate one side. We need to calculate one side. So let's calculate the distance of MC. Distance of the master of ceremony. So it will be x at m minus x at c whole square plus y at m minus y at c whole square. Okay, this would be x at m X at M is 3, minus X at C, negative by negative is positive, and then Y at M is 1 minus negative by negative is positive. We go somewhere. So this would be 9. 9 squared is 81. Plus this would be 7. 7 squared is what? 49. 49. I hope I'm not mistaken. I hope I'm not mistaken. Yes, it should be 49. 9 plus 9 is 10. This would be 90. This would be 90. 90 plus this would be the square root of 130. Right? Yes, 120 plus 10. The square root of 180. How can we simplify this one? 100 times what? Nope. Times 30. Yeah. Yeah, this is the same as 100. No, 10 times 30. It would be 1.3. I don't really think so, right? So the cosine rule, this side it our small m, this side it our small c, this side it our small b. So the cosine rule would say b squared is equals to m squared plus c squared minus 2mc cos of b, right? So now we are looking for angle b. Let's make b the subject, cos of b the subject of the formula. So R is a second clear, R is second clear. So rather than 2mc cos of b is m squared plus c squared minus b squared, and then we can divide by 2mc, gamma gamma 2mc, and this guy goes with this guy, and here of course b, elegantly m squared 10 the square root of 2 squared plus c squared, c squared, what is c? 5 the square root of 2, 5 the square root of 2 whole squared, minus b squared, b squared, b squared is your MC is the square root of 180, square root of 180, all over 2 into m, 10 the square root of 2 multiplied by 5 the square root of 2, right? As a matter of fact, I did not have a calculator with me, so we will go. 10 squared again 100, 8 will refer to, so this is 200, 200 plus, this is 25, 8 will refer to, so give 50, 25, and then minus 180 divided by this by this, it will refer 50, this by this, it will refer to 50 times 2 is 100 times 8, 200 divided by 200. So a minus a is 70, and then 70 plus 50 is 120. So it's 120 over 200. This is cos of b. 120. Okay, this and this will go. 2 gamma is another 60. There's another one 4. 4 gamma is another, 4 gamma is another 5. So b is equals to cos the inverse of 3 over 5. Cos the inverse of 3 over 5. That will be the magnitude of angle B there. Okay? Moving right along, the last question. I calculated the area of ABC. Calculated the area of ABC. So calculating the area of ABC, since when it is a right angle triangle or the area rule, right? The area rule in Yaka is sitting area and literally this side, and then let's say this angle ABC. Here is sitting here, be two sides that meet at an angle, and they included, and they include that meet at the vertex, and they included angle. So that the area rule, the area of the triangle is equals to half AB sine of C, half the sides take each other and the vertex, and sine of the angle between them. So in this case, value ABC. So the area of the whole triangle ABC. So we have this side primarily AB of which we know regularly BC, and then we have the angle in between them. So the area would be, in this case, would be half of, Masaidari now would be half of AB multiplied by BC, and then cos of B, the angle in between the two sides, right? And then this would be half AB really 10 the square root of which is 200 BC be 200, and then cos of 100 away grade of cos the inverse of 3 over 5. But that's the way grade, you know what is B. You know what is B. You know what is B. So in this case, half of 200 is 100, and then 100 times 200 would be 200, 0, 0, get the 0 is a page. And then cos of this guy. Cos of, cos the inverse of 3 over 5. Right? And then you'll do, press the calculator there. Mara from here, you press the calculator, and then you get